Hey there, everybody. Time for another update. Once again, if you have not read your guide for this week, then I need you to pause and go read that first before you watch this. So here we go, and pause. Okay, now that we're back, you've read that, you're ready to go. Um, Simple, but it should be a very deep night this week. Your part in leading your small group time is going to be fairly simple. You're kind of reviewing three parts from the first 2 weeks, and basically the importance of staying connected with God through reading your Bible and prayer, staying connected with others in small group time, and being here on the midweek, and then also um, your gifts, making sure that they understand how God has created them and how they can be using those gifts. So the three parts are really just going through, making sure that they understand them, catching anybody up that's missed any parts of that. If we've got new people, kind of filling them in on those things, but really keying them into those parts and just talking through it all. See if there's any more conversations, any more questions that can be had or need to happen in there. And then in the last part, we're really going to do. It's actually kind of a cool thing, and I would like all of your help. I want to make this something that's really, um, something that's important, something that is lasting, um, without sounding too weird about it. It's actually kind of a good ceremony. I want there to be some meaning behind this, as we're having kind of a ceremony of remembrance. I want them to get across the value of remembering. And as we read throughout the Old Testament, that happens a ton all over the place, where God does something, and then like they'll make a monument, they do something so that they can remember. And that's kind of what we're doing. We have kind of a monument. We have something that we can do and be involved in. I think that's something that's lost, and we do something that we need to do more regularly so that students can remember what God has done. I know I do this all the time, where I often forget the things that God has done in my past until something reminds me, probably God reminding me. But then I remember, I'm like, oh yeah, and it brings me back to that place, and it leads me back to how God does work in my life and the ways that He does, and it becomes refreshed and renewed. And so I think it's important for us to have kind of these mile markers in our lives where we can remember the things that God has done. And so that's kind of the importance of that second part. Um, One thing I want to remind you, between now and this week, when we all get together, I just want to stress you guys. I've just really been convicted about the importance of us relationally connecting and caring for our students in ways like that. Whether it's making phone calls or connecting on Facebook, as I'm seeing more and more that the students that are coming, that are growing, that are excited to be there and bringing friends, are the ones that are relationally connecting to you. Whether you're doing an amazing job, on our program nights, or whether you're making phone calls or connecting with them some other way, or you see them on the weekend. But those that feel connected to you are the ones that are excited about coming, excited about bringing their friends, because you guys are all amazing leaders. And what you're doing naturally is you're providing them an environment where they are meeting with God. But you are helping them do that, and you're kind of becoming the face of that. So you relationally connecting is not just about having a good relational connection. It's about helping them to spiritually connect to God through you. And that's something that I know I've been praying hard lately, is that I've felt hugely humbled that God would want to use us to show students His face. So don't take that lightly. We have a huge responsibility and opportunity to be really relationally connecting. That's going to connect them to who God is. So, as this week in your small group time really is kind of a wrap up and a review, it's important that you think through and pray through what have been the significant points of where your group has been at, or been struggling with, or needed to continue to talk through. Make sure you hit those points, and hey, what kind of conversation can we have? I want to make sure that you kind of wrap those things up, and you feel good about where those have gone. But as it is kind of a wrap up, I want you to take this extra time this week to really think about who needs to be connected with, who is new this past week, that it would be great for them to get some sort of phone call or contact from you, who hasn't been around in a while, that would be great to get a contact from you, or who is going through something, or just who pops into your head. Please definitely be praying for your students, and come ready to love on them and to really show them who Christ is through you. So again, I thank you guys so much for all that you're doing. Um, yeah, just rock on. You guys are awesome. Give me a call or an email if you have any other questions. Hope to see some of you at my house this weekend. Just went over there today. Ooh. Oh, really excited about it. So, thank you all for being leaders, and I'll see you this week. Bye bye.